Namaste, beautiful yogis. Today's class is going to be a strong, high-intensity impact vinyasa yoga flow with a specific focus on upper body and abs. There's going to be elements of interval training throughout the class. Let's begin in the front of our mats, feet together or feet hip-width apart. Open the palms of your hands forward, drop the shoulder blades down into your back. Chin parallel to the floor, lifting through the crown of your head, lifting as if you're being pulled up by a string from the crown of your head up into the skies. The spine is elongated, extending the tailbone down, beginning to deepen the breath and establish connection, a conscious connection with your core. Lifting the arches of your feet, activating the feet. Deepening the breath. Inhale your arms all the way over your head, allowing the feet to sink into your mat and lifting up through the fingertips. Feel the expansiveness. Feel the openness. Feel the length. And let's bring the hands over the third eye, making a conscious connection with your inner seeing, intuition, and over the heart, allowing for your heart to be vibrant, allowing yourself to be heart-centered. And let's shift the weight over to the right leg and bring the left foot into the upper thigh or on the calf, depending on your level of flexibility. Coming into tree pose. Focusing on our balance as we begin our practice today. Making a dedication to ourselves to always seek the balance. And you can release your foot back down on the floor and bring your right foot into your left upper thigh or into your left calf. Pressing the foot into your inner thigh and pressing the inner thigh back into the foot. Open the right knee out, aligning it with your body, keeping it in the same plane with your body, keeping the belly in. Softening your gaze. Working on your Ujjayi breath, deepening your breath, activating Mula Bandha, base chakra. And let's step both feet down on the floor, lift your hands all the way over your head, exhale straight back, forward bend. Inhale, hands on the shin bones, look ahead, step your feet back into plank. Chest is open, widening the back, pressing the heels away from you, inner thighs pressing towards the midline, lower down chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, lengthening the back of your neck here. Try not to compress your neck. Extending the tailbone down, finding length in the lower back, space, and back to a second chaturanga. Exhale, downward facing dog. Spread the fingers wide open and press into each and every knuckle of each and every finger. Press into the space between the index finger and the thumb. Keep your shoulders away from your ears. Pull the belly in, activating Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. Working to lower the heels down towards or on the floor. And let's step the feet between the hands. Forward bend. Wrapping your hands around your elbows, allowing your upper body to hang here in a forward bend. Breathe into your hamstrings. softening the lower back, softening the face muscles, softening the expression of your face, allowing your face muscles to relax, allowing your neck to relax. Hands on the floor, inhale straight back, come all the way up to standing, and let's bring the hands over the third eye and over the heart. Big breath in, lift your hands all the way up towards the skies. Exhale, flat back, lower down, forward bend. Inhale, look ahead of you. Hands on the floor, step back into plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Rolling the shoulders back and down, pull the belly in, press the top of your toes down into your mat. Second chaturanga. Exhale, downward facing dog. Slowing down the rate of your exhalations, lengthening your exhalations, contracting the back of the throat, producing the hissing ocean-like sound, allowing for your breath to be your guide through your practice, allowing the breath to become the focal point of your practice. Drawing the navel in towards the spine, lifting the tailbone as high as you can, breathe into your hamstrings. The ears are between the triceps here. And let's step the right foot between the hands. Inhale, come up, warrior one. Vira one, hands over the third eye, open into warrior two. Virabhadrasana two, pressing into the outer edge of your left foot. Transitioning into side angle, right hand on the inside of the right foot. Lengthening the torso here. Opening the left rib cage, spinning it open, lengthening the right side of your body as well. Try not to curve, lengthen. And let's extend the left arm up and over the head, creating a lot of space between the fingertips all the way down into the outer edge of your foot. And if you're ready for it, you can bring the bottom hand forward as well. And lift back into warrior two. Straightening the right leg, transition into triangle pose. Both legs are straight here, right hand on the floor or on the shin bone. Lengthening the torso, look up. Lifting the arches of your feet. And again, you can reach way ahead of you with your arms, coming up to standing. And turning towards the back of your room here, warrior one, vira one, hands over the third eye, warrior two, bending the left knee, the left hand on the inside of the left foot, lengthening the torso, pressing into the outer edge of the right foot, side angle. Reach way ahead of you towards the front of the room with your right hand. Lengthen. And you can bring the bottom arm forward too, reaching towards the front of the room and coming up into warrior two. Straighten the leg, prepare for triangle pose, reach way ahead of you, lower your hand down on the shin bone, on your foot or on the floor. Left hand down by the left foot or on the left shin bone, reaching way ahead of you with your right arm. And you can take the bottom hand forward too. Using your core, come up. And let's turn towards the front of the room, hands on the floor, step back into plank. lower down chaturanga, inhale, upward facing dog, back to chaturanga, exhale, downward facing dog, and we're gonna step the feet on the outer edges or on the outsides of our mat, so taking wide stance here, preparing for yogic push-ups. Hands are slightly in, fingertips are slightly in, open into lance, up dog, and back into a modified down dog. Inhale, open up, modified upward dog, and back into downward dog. We're gonna do 5 yogic push-ups. 3. Try to bring your chest down towards the floor, open up, and down and back. One last, 5, and back. We're gonna do a few more series of those, so prepare yourself. Let's bring the forearms on the floor and do knee tucks. We're gonna go for 10 plank knee ins from your elbows. So really squeeze your knees as high as you can and count to 10. 5 on each side, alternating. Once you're done, you can press back into dolphin's pose. And let's come on to the hands and prepare for yogic push-ups one more time. Fingertips are in, feet are out. 5. Lower your chest down, open, and back. 1, 2, shoulders back and down. 3, lift through your tailbone, open. Last one, opening, tucking the tailbone under and back into downward facing dog. We're gonna do plank from the elbows and bringing the knees on the outside of the triceps. Let's go for 10. This was just a demonstration. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And press back into dolphins. Opening the chest, widening the back. Come onto your hands. And we're gonna prepare for 5 more yogic push-ups. Making sure you're keeping your tailbone tucked under when we are extending our back in the back extension. Preparing, feet are out, wide stance, fingertips slightly in, lower the chest down to the floor, open, and press back. 1 and 2. 3. 4. 5. And last one. Coming back into downward facing dog, and we're gonna prepare for plank pose, knee circles. You're just gonna circle your knee from the inside all the way out. 1, 2, 3, and we're gonna go for 10. Drawing a really big circle, pulling the belly in, holding your plank. Once you're done, you can rest in downward facing dog or child's pose, allowing your hands and wrists to take a break, rest. And before we get too lazy, let's go back to knee circles again, only reversing the direction. 1, 2, this time we're gonna go from the outside in all the way up to 10, alternating, 5 on each side. Keep your belly in the entire time. We're moving fast today, so make sure you are keeping your belly contracted, your muscles contracted, and you can jump your feet to the front of the mat from downward facing dog, or walk to the front of your mat, coming into a forward bend. Breathe. Let's grab the big toes with the index, middle finger and thumb, come into a seated, and straighten your legs out in front of you, coming into boat. Let's go for knee hugs. We're gonna do 2 any knee hugs. Keep your belly in and the curve in the lower back. Keep your chest open, and you can go at your own pace as long as you're paying attention to your form. You can take breaks and try to go for 2 any. Chest is open, back is wide, lower back, natural curve in the lower back. I'm taking a break and I'll do 10 more. Lower down, feet are off the floor the entire time, hugging the knees into the chest. Squeezing the inner thighs towards the midline. And once you're done, you can come into a seated pose. Stretch the hands in front of you, stretching the lower back, stretching the hips out here. And it's an easy crossing the feet in easy Sukhasana pose. And let's step back in downward facing dog. We're gonna go for one-legged push-ups to one-leg jump. So we're just gonna stay on one leg for the entire exercise, 5 on each side. So you are gonna step on your left foot, right foot off the floor, do a push-up, jump with one leg forward and do a jump up. Go down, one-legged plank, one-legged push-up, one-legged jump, one-legged squat jump, 2. We're gonna do 5 on one side and then we'll follow with 5 on the other side. Do your best. Here we're dealing with a lot of balancing, so it's great to work on that aspect of our fitness too. And once you're done with 5 reps on one side, take a quick break, 1 or 2 breaths, and switch sides. Lower down, plank, push up, jumping forward, jump up, plank, push up, jump in, jump up, plank, one-legged push-up. Use your core to jump forward and jump up. Almost done. And last one. Great, and let's step at the front of the mat when we're done. Right hand on the right hip, stretching, reaching up and over to the side with your left and switch sides. Side stretches, side bends. One of my favorite poses. I do it daily. It's very good for your obliques, spine health. Reaching over side to side, holding for a breath. Extending the tailbone down, planting the feet firmly into the floor. And let's reach over the head. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, look ahead. Hands on the floor, stepping back into plank. We're gonna prepare for plank jumps. 20 plank jumps, feet jump to the wrists and back. Let's go for 20. If you need to take breaks, take breaks. Use your core to jump forward. Stay light on your feet. Try to keep silent feet. I'm taking a break and continue. And when you're done, you can go into downward facing dog. Walking in place. Inhale your right leg up. Step your right foot between your hands. Inhale, come up, warrior one. Hands over the third eye, warrior two. And we're gonna transition into half moon, standing half moon pose here. So bring your right hand down on the floor and walk it somewhere in front of your right foot, Ardha Chandrasana. Right hand on the floor, a few inches in front of your right foot. Lift your left arm up and begin to bring the hips on top of each other. Flex your back foot. Left foot is flexing and pull your toes in, back in towards you. Keep your foot very active. Pressing into your right foot, activating the inner edge of your right foot. You can grab your left foot with your left hand here, opening the quadriceps. And let's bring both hands on the floor for standing half splits. Both hands on the floor and take a hop, a jump back to one-legged plank, one-legged chaturanga. Upward facing dog. And back to chaturanga. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step your left foot between your hands. Come up, warrior one. Hands over the third eye and open into warrior two. Prepare to transition into standing half moon on the left side. Bring your left hand somewhere in front of your left foot and begin to stack your hips on top of each other, bringing the right hip over the left hip. Flex your right foot, pull your toes in, lengthen the torso, opening the right rib cage here, lengthening the spine. See if you can reach behind you, grab your foot. And let's bring the hands down on the floor, standing half splits. And prepare to jump to a one-legged plank. One-legged chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Extending the tailbone back to chaturanga. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pull the belly in and up. Widen the back. Spread the fingers wide open. Soften the face. Inhale, right leg comes up. Step your right foot between your hands. And come up, warrior one. Hands over the third eye, open into warrior two. Sink a little deeper, take a little wider stance here. Bring the right hand on the inside of the right foot, side angle. Lifting, and let's bring the left hand up and over the head, palm of the hand facing down. Relax the shoulder. Either stay here or transition into a clasping side angle, clasping the hands behind you, treading the right hand underneath the right foot. Here, we're going to step the back foot into the front of the mat, still holding the clasp. Come up to standing. And straightening the leg. Looking away from your leg. Transitioning or tracing the steps back all the way into a bound side angle. You can release the hands ahead of you and down on the floor on the inside of your right foot. Let's keep the left hand on the floor, bring the right hand up, and now over the head towards the front of the room. Press the back heel away from you, lengthen through the fingertips. Both hands on the floor. You can lower the back knee down on the floor. Forearms are on the floor, and breathe into your quadriceps, hip flexors. And let's move back and sit back towards the left heel. Lower your chest over your right leg. Keep your hips square. Pull your toes back in. And bend the right knee again. Bending the left knee behind you as well. Bringing the foot in towards you. You can hold a mudra with your right hand and either stay here or you can go into a back bend here. Great. We're gonna roll onto the outer edges of our feet here. We've done this pose before. I've done this pose in previous classes. So if you're not familiar with it, just step right back into downward facing dog, plank, upward facing dog, back to chaturanga, and back to downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg up. Step the left foot between your hands. Come up, warrior one. Transitioning into warrior two. Sink a little deeper in your stance. Transitioning into side angle. Left hand on the floor. Reaching with the right hand up and over the head. Lengthen. Tuck the tailbone under. Bring your hands behind you and clasp under. See if you can step your right foot to the front of the mat, holding the clasp. Straightening the left leg up, looking away from your foot. And let's step back down and step all the way back into a bound side angle. Release, reach ahead of you, lower the hands on the inside of your left foot, square your hips, right hand on the floor, bring your left arm up. Press the back heel away from you. Exhale and soften into this twist. And let's reach way ahead of us, pressing the back heel away from us, lengthening the torso. Let's bring both hands on the floor. You can lower down onto your elbows. You can lower the back knee down, making sure your left knee is behind your left ankle. It's a beautiful quadriceps hip flexor stretch. And from here we're gonna bring the sitting bones back towards our right heel. Sit back, square your hips, lower the chest over your leg, flex your left foot, pull the toes back in. Great. Bending the left knee, bending the right knee, bringing the right foot in towards you. Breathe. Extend the tailbone down. And you can transition into a back bend, holding a mudra. Great. Hands on the floor, roll on the outer edges of your feet. It's a great hip opener. We are holding the poses for a little less time today. We are moving with the breath. Great. Back to downward facing dog, and you can take your right leg up, open the hip, and when you're ready, lower down, prepare for pigeon pose. We worked our way, we worked for this moment. So now try to be present and even enjoy this section, this portion of the class where we're gonna allow our hips to open. We're gonna allow ourselves to let go. Making sure your hips are equal distance from the floor and your spine is elongated. You can lower down. Keep your right foot flexed. And breathe. Coming back to your Ujjayi breath. And paying special attention to your exhalations. Exhaling through your right hip. Seeing where in your body there is resistance. Where do you hold your resistance? And softening, using your breath to soften that area, to exhale through that area, to let go. Allowing yourself not to hold on to tension, to let go of tension, of stagnation. Great. If you're ready, you can come out of pigeon and prepare for the opposite side. Inhale the left leg up from downward facing dog. Roll the hip open, and when you're ready, lower down for pigeon, opening the chest, lifting the rib cage up, and lower down. And breathe. And slowly begin to walk your hands back in towards you. Open the chest. You can twist to your left. Tuck the toes under and come up. Draw a few circles with your left knee. Step your foot back down. Bring the knees down on the floor and sit back, child's pose. Look up, come up, and come to a seated. And slowly lay back down on your back. Hug your knees into your chest. Relax. Grab the outer edges of your feet, happy baby. Press your knees by your rib cage down towards the floor for another hip opener. Breathe into your lower back. And you can release the right leg on the floor, keep the left leg in. And let's bring the left foot into the right arm across from your chest into another variation of pigeon. Reclining, and you can bring your leg all the way on the floor, stretching, and switch sides. One leg, a happy baby pigeon with the right foot in the left elbow. And you can lengthen the right leg down by your side. Soles of the feet together. Baddha Konasana, and you can prepare yourself for Shavasana, the final relaxation. Feel free to stay here for as long as you need to. Make yourself comfortable. Find a place where you can experience peace and calmness for a few moments. Make this a place where you can recharge and reconnect with a higher purpose. Observe your breath. Follow your breath and stay present. Namaste.